Antes desse vídeo começar, eu gostaria de agradecer a todo mundo que está me dando suporte no Patreon. Muito obrigado e bora pro vídeo! Fala aí pessoal, tudo beleza? Aqui é o Dragão Mascarado trazendo mais vídeo hoje. 1 ano e meio depois da noite da libertação.
This is Alan James. The revolution starts tonight, Alex, and we need your help. Throughout this broadcast, we're going to ask you to do things that will directly help with this mass protest. I'll be talking to you regularly tonight, and I'll also be hacking you when I can. Please help get our message out. We're on the verge, Alex. You've always been fair and balanced in your approach to us. With your help, we can tip the balance in our favor. If you play our tape at the second break, that's when we think it will have the most impact. It's on your right.
Então, gente, trazendo mais um vídeo hoje de Not for Broadcast. Vixe Maria. Aí. Caraca, mano. Tá diferente. Não, peraí. Já tava diferente. Eles atualizaram, agora eu lembrei. Vixe Maria. Agora a situação complicou. O outro não vai falar nada. Agora o jogo vai ficar foda.
Going in 10 seconds, everybody. Wonder what they're doing.
Uma rebelião acontecendo.
Definitely. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. This is the National Nightly News broadcasting across the territory.
Eu que não vou errar dessa vez.
Our top stories tonight. Future legend. It's been 40 days since Disrupt conducted multiple attacks across the territories. During the coordinated action, subsequently dubbed the Night of Fire, emergency services were kept busy at the agricultural centres, while a series of covert attacks were carried out freeing political prisoners, including former newsman Jeremy Donaldson. The disgraced former journalist was obviously considered a high-value target by Disrupt, who had often championed him as a possible new voice for their cause. We encourage you to turn yourself into the CCOs, Jeremy.
Será que ele vai voltar? Não sei.
Food, glorious food. With the last menu centres opening in territories 5, 8 and 14 today, Advance confirmed that the programme is now in full operation, providing free food for every citizen of the new future. What started as rationing during the 20-week war has blossomed into a social contract that is the envy of the unawakened world. Promising a healthy, nutritious diet designed to keep all citizens at peak performance, the menu centres used locally sourced produce for that farm to plate experience, without the need for spreading manure in your tiny whiteys. If I were a rich man, problems territories 11, 17 and 22 today as striking bosses attempted to undermine their new economies. With seemingly no awareness of irony, the former CEOs and MDs have come together to form the Wealth Creators Union, with demands including a return to 150% bonuses, private jets, and mandatory quadrant zones. Advance have been quick to respond, saying if they would rather quit their cushy jobs to become nurses or teachers, they'll earn significantly more than they used to pay their own workforce. Thus far, no one has taken up the challenge. Some fun now. Signs of more resistance to Advance's radical policies today, as popular resistance movement Disrupt extended their reach further across the territories. The organisation's emblem appeared in every major city across the territories last night in a well-coordinated publicity stunt, which has seen them dominate the headlines. Asked about the impressive display earlier today, Disrupt spokesperson Alan James said that the movement was reaching what he described as a critical mass. Poor choice of words given recent history. And an ending of sorts tonight, the stories we've been following. A fistful of dollars. After a highly profitable year, Remington's Fist today announced the opening of their new corporate HQ. Astounding CEO Sophia Remington, pictured here, departing for the new HQ built using underwater FLAD technology, commented, "We've put windows everywhere, saves a fortune on aquariums." A happy ending there for Sophia Remington. Report scientists trapped in Dante's taint have settled in for the long haul seem to have been confirmed today. Seen here enjoying their first annual arts festival, which they call Dante's Paint, the team say they've changed focus. Science got us into this mess, but only the arts can save us, said one of the exhibitors from beside a sculpture made of pubic hair and feces. penalty box. The notorious Dick Johnny Hamsleeves finally concluded today when Judge Ryan Doherty sentenced him to life. Nearly all committed under the influence of alcohol. The judge described him as a man who had made some entertaining but ultimately poor choices. Johnny plans to set up a prison five-a-side team as soon as he's had the time to carve a whistle out of soap. All that, plus we'll be taking a trip to Dangly Parts for the notice board, as well as getting a ticket in town. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Territories. Today is the day we take back control. Soon it will be time for you to help us again. Come out of your houses. Block the traffic, bring the capital to a standstill. I've met so many of you in my travels up and down Territory 1. You always ask the same question, how can I help? Well, this is how. And as for when, you'll know. Keep watching.
But first, 500 days after the loss of a fine leader and a great man, the start of tonight's programme is dedicated to celebrating the life of Peter Clement. Patrick Bannon is live from Parliament Park, where Julia Salisbury will be breaking ground.
Tem que prestar atenção na luzinha aqui, ó. Quando ficar amarelo, vermelho, amarelo, verde, já tem que selecionar.
To that old bitch, lying through her teeth about missing that poor bastard.
Patrick,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're live.
Because I'm not being funny. Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick.
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's no stopping her.
Hello, Patrick, we're live.
Of course, can't say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days. She's lost it, mate. She's completely off the rocker. I heard from an aide that... Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what? Megan, you join me here live from the what? Oh.
Ih, ferrou.
Seems like we've lost some signal there for a moment. Well, we will be going live to that groundbreaking ceremony just as soon as we can get Patrick back. Meanwhile, let me just say, I think the memorial gardens are going to be gorgeous. I've had a sneak peek at the designs and Alana Marsh has done a fabulous job. Oh, okay, all right, it seems like we have got the signal back. We can now go live to Patrick Bannon in Parliament Park. Patrick.
Thank you, Megan. I'm Patrick Bannon, and we are indeed live here. Apologies for the technical difficulties there.
Substituindo o repórter por ela.
Julia Salisbury will step out on stage behind me.
Alex, Bozeman here. The boys in editing have just informed me that the eulogy footage isn't fully cut together yet. You're going to have to do it on the fly.
Meu Deus.
For goodness sake, make sure you make it look good.
Gatherings since this afternoon.
This is Alan. You can undermine them here and help us win hearts and minds. Make him look bad, Alex. Really bad.
Certo.
And it seems like the ceremony is getting underway. Here is Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, the picture of elegance, to begin her address.
Good evening, fellow teammates and friends. 500 days ago, all of our lives changed irrevocably. Still reeling from the triumphs and tribulations of Liberation Night, another great loss befell the people of these newly united territories. The loss of a leader, a statesman, a dear friend, and a hero. Peter Gordon Clement.
Peter's death at the age of just 62
Nossa,
was
ele
announced by the
faleceu.
team on the 24th of December, just 6 weeks after Liberation Night.
Born to a working-class family on a housing estate in Rotherham, Peter first trained as a carpenter before getting his start on television. First moving and building scenery, and then developing into the personality that we all knew and loved so much.
Meu Deus.
Just the Job first hit our screens over 25 years ago, running for 11 series, winning multiple awards, and charming audiences up and down the country.
Peter taught us, all of us, not to be content with the way things are.
Meu
Not
Deus.
to accept inequities, no matter how small. But he also taught us what it took to fight them. Courage, integrity, empathy, and hard, bloody graft.
Eita
A
porra.
career spanning 3 decades, Peter Clement was known for shows including Wake Up, It's Saturday, and much later, late-night chat show PT, which at its peak drew millions of viewers.
Peter was by no means a saint. Trust me, he once told me he had more regrets than he'd had stolen dinners. He always did have a knack for a turn of phrase. But it speaks to the strength of his character that he chose to share with us his mistakes alongside his achievements, his faults as well as his talents. Peter had the heart to give it all he had for the people of these united territories.
Tô passando a imagem ruim dele.
Famous for his potty mouth, it's estimated conservatively that Peter Clement uttered over 1.5 million swear words during his career, though some sources put this figure well in excess of 2 million F-bombs alone.
Gripped by illness as he was in the weeks and months leading up to Liberation Night, he wasn't the man we loved. But his eyes still twinkled with that familiar joy for life, that spark of wit and wisdom of a life lived for others.
Prime Minister Clement, of course, died from apparent liver failure after suffering from the long-term effects of alcohol abuse.
I first met Peter nearly 20 years ago, moments before I was supposed to give a speech. Not unlike this one, actually. Only I'd spilt coffee all down myself. And I was young, nervous, desperate to be liked. And from behind me, I heard, "Christ, pet, you've either pissed your kecks or sprung a leak, but either way, you got a problem." And before I could even say a word, he stripped off his dry trousers and insisted I took them. That was the sort of man that Peter Clement was.
Só tô passando a imagem ruim dele.
Kind, compassionate, sensitive, a brilliant thinker, a natural leader, but mostly a good man. This
Nossa, ele tá em 1985.
beautiful and new, this shining beacon of justice.
Thank you, Alex. There'll be another opportunity to steer public perception soon. It's really starting. You'll know when.
Foi quase que eu...
The future he forged, the boundaries he pushed.
Ué,
To me, he'll always be the man in his pants cheering on a stranger at the back of the conference. It is my great honour to give to you the Peter Clement Memorial Garden.
por que caiu, mano? Tá deixando tudo no
See the
verde?
countdown going. Everyone with me. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Now, Alex, control the message.
Mom, we have to get you to safety. Come with us.
I'm not leaving, I can't.
Oi!
You two, come with me. Don't help us here, look. We're gonna help you. We need a medic here. You're hurting me.
Well, stop resisting then. Stop resisting and we'll let you up.
I'm not resisting.
What are you doing?
I'm not resisting. You all saw. I'm not resisting. Don't resist.
Turn the camera off. National Night News. We have the right to be.
You understand?
Yes, Mom.
Keep your eyes open.
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear anything.
Alex,
Nossa.
come in, sit down.
No, I can't hear you. I'm from the National Nightly News.
Well, then you can consider this payback. Salisbury's still here.
Ah, o Peter lá, o Bullman.
Julius Salisbury!
Both are arrested.
You were guilty.
Target approaching.
There are more than 10 million people. Justice demands a response.
Haven't you done enough? Look around you.
Fucking
This is what
time.
your precious freedom looks like, is it? Hold the fire!
People of territory one, rise up! Take to the streets, the time has come! Stop fires! Break windows, draw them out! They can't stop us all! Resist!
Meu Deus.
Lower your weapons! Location secure. Lower your weapons!
Come on, get off, man. No. What are you doing? Come on! Shut it off. I said turn it off. I said turn it off.
Shocking scene.
Is this not enough? You've just seen them execute unarmed civilians, people like you and me. So why are you watching this? Why are you not in the streets with us tonight? What will it take for you to get up and be a part of this? March on team headquarters, storm the building, demand elections, demand answers. Be what you were born to be, the once and future free.
That means by now. Don't go away. We'll be back after this. We'll be back.
Thank you, Alex. From all of us, you're doing great.
It was a good distance from the unit.
Ah, Nil, maluco. Caraca, ele tá falando rico?
This is becoming a weekly event. No.
É, eu só tô passando propaganda dele.
This is the big one. Great. So there's a revolution happening outside and we're off to damage parts. That's journalism, apparently.
The next sequence.
Ó, consegui a mais.
Big thrones for big butts. Here, have some money. And the more you spend, the more you save. We've got bigger thrones, mansion thrones, thrones you can throw at stones, stones as big as thrones. What do we got? We got
São tiros.
We got thrones to put in your hallway, to put in your stallway, to put in your doorway.
Será que eu fiz a escolha certa?
No, thrones. Thrones. We've got all sorts of crazy stuff to bling your experience. You want it in gold?
Bora ver essa propaganda.
We've got gold-plated strawberries, gold-plated bikes, gold-plated cars, gold-plated helicopter, gold-plated jet plane. We've got gold-plated gold. We gold-plated, we melt it back down, we gold-plated again. Gold, gold, gold.
Alex, during this next section, a cameraman working in the newsroom who's one of us is going to get a coded location out. We don't know yet which camera he's on, but if we find out, I'll let you know. Just keep your eyes out for the fist and try and keep it on the air for at least 5 seconds. Our operatives will do the rest.
Yeah! Mrs. Neal, come and take this away.
This is your new makeup artist,
Whoa.
right?
No.
Caramba.
What?
25 years in the biz, and it
10 seconds, everybody.
Sorry, Craig. Needs new knockers.
Okay, we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Câmera 2.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, Megan Wolf. Very shortly, we'll be heading on over to the final episode of what has quickly become a hugely successful feature,
Aqui,
The
ó.
Notice Board. But before we do, let's chat with Philippa Radon. Tell me, why do you think the public love the Notice Board so much?
It's real. There, I said it. It connects with people. You know, people look at us and they say, those are real people struggling with real problems.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to my PA's secretary as I got out the limo, I was saying, it's good for people to see normal, authentic people like them on TV.
People like you.
Yeah, precisely. Unfortunately, then I was interrupted by some dreadful wretch who wanted an autograph, but a swift kicking from security soon put him back in line.
Yes, well, I think it's really good that our screens are filled with such relatable stories. So, the Notice Board is coming to an end after a sensational time at the top. What do you think has made this show so
Aqui, ó.
successful?
It's a combination of so many things.
A câmera 4.
My hard work, my talent, my look.
Wow, you really have a lot to thank you for.
Hey. You're welcome.
We've just heard. Our man's on camera 4.
I have a real sense of responsibility now. You know, a sense I've been entrusted
Get
with.
back to the interview, Alex.
Precious, and that I should use that platform for good.
Yeah, I think that's really important, that we should use this platform to do good in the world. I agree.
That's exactly it. So I've decided to help as many
Excellent work, Alex. That's the location shared. Next, you'll need to give them the go.
Better access to education or...
Nossa, por 2 vezes, eu acho que aquela vez já bastava. Que droga.
adopting as many as I can get my hands on.
Oh, okay. How many children have you adopted?
Oh, we're well into the double figures now, Megan. I stopped counting in the late 30s.
Goodness, that is a lot of children.
Yeah, once we finish putting them into the guest room, I'll have to
Pera,
put
quantos
a
ela
food in
tem?
the laundry cupboard.
Oh, you really
Agora
are
me interessa pela
sensitive hero.
notícia.
Hey, I live a privileged life. What can I say? I mean, any child I can take on is a child rescued from suffering.
Poor children. Were their lives really that bad before?
Oh, they're Northerns, I presume so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's shocking to think, actually, that only 1 in 10,000 children
Mano.
have a celebrity parent.
I'd never thought of it that way
And
before.
I'm doing everything I can to fix those numbers.
What do you think it is about your life that's so desirable then?
Well, It's mainly shame and panic interspersed with expensive bottled water, so actually, if anyone wants to, I'd happily trade.
Now that I can relate to. Right, you better go off and get ready. That was Philippa Radin sharing some thoughts about her lifestyle. I think it's really important to stay grounded and keep everything in perspective. Clearly, not everyone else agrees, but that's enough from me. Let's go now over to Dangly Parts for the final ever episode of the Notice Board.
What a day! First the tea morning, and now to post this notice. I don't know how I managed to cope with it all. Oh wait, perhaps I do. Oh! By St. Barnabas, what on earth is all this?
Freeze, dirtbag!
Oh, Laura, it's you. I thought for a moment you were a knife-wielding mugger or stabber.
No, I'm afraid not. It's just me, a community cohesion officer, responsible for keeping crime at record lows.
Of course. Keep forgetting that thanks to you and your colleagues, violence on our streets is a thing of the past.
What's all this, Vicar?
I know! It's a disgrace. Somebody...
It's time for the go code. Give us 3 boos in a row, Alex. That will start the pincer movement. We might just pull this off. Push forwards! 3 boos, Alex.
Careful, Vicar. It looks heavy.
Ha! They don't call me the Right Reverend. Ripped for no reason.
Merda.
You missed it.
It's no good.
It looks like all those crucifix classes were a waste of time.
Perhaps you, a young CCO, would be able to.
Yes!
Looks like all those lifting classes were a waste of time.
It's too heavy, even for me, a strong and capable woman.
Let's hope that's enough. At least you tried, Alex.
Strong enough to live.
É que foi muito rápido aquela vez, que droga.
Did someone call for the best firefighter in town? Hi!
Well done, Captain Evans. You're so much stronger than us.
Especially me, the weak old man.
It's the least I could do for my community.
No luck catching the little devil then?
Unfortunately not. The ferret struck again last night. When Ray opened the post office this morning, he found that every single stamp had been pre-licked.
My God! Some people have no decency.
Sadly, if we don't catch him before tomorrow, we may have to cancel the village fete.
Don't worry, we won't let that happen. Will we, Vicar?
No, no, no. Laura, tell me, why do they call him the ferret?
Some say it's because of his sneaky nature. But really it's because whenever he strikes, he always leaves behind the foul stench of urine.
Never fear, officer. We'll catch this pissy nuisance and save the village fete. Or my name's not Captain Danger Evans. The community cohesion team are doing their best, but they simply don't have the smarts to solve this mystery. But I know someone who does. Someone who's about to blow this thing wide open. Me! Blackout!
It's the morning of the village fete. It's thanks to theatrical convention.
I sure hope everything goes to plan. Oh, look! There's Mrs. Craven setting up her cake stall.
And look, There's the motorcycle display team, setting up for a show that will be far too expensive for live television.
I'm going to set up the coconut shy. What are you doing, Vicar?
First, I'm running the tombola. Then, I'll be selling forgiveness for money.
Aren't you judging the jams?
I couldn't possibly.
Well, that sounded like Mrs. Craven. Looks like someone sucked all the jam out of her donuts.
That damn ferret has struck again!
Whatever are we to do?
Although I'm very competent, I have no idea how to solve this case.
I guess we'll just have to cancel the fate.
Hold it right there, ferret.
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you, the vicar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
I already have to work Sundays. I shouldn't have to work 2 days a week.
But how did you know?
Well, my first clue was the smell.
Yes, I do smell of urine.
Next, I noticed that the vicar's tongue was particularly dry, almost as if he'd been licking thousands and thousands of stamps.
Or perhaps eating Mrs. Craven's baking.
Which brings
Tô passando tudo errado aqui.
The vicar said that he had no more room for jam.
Almost as if he'd had his fill.
Precisely.
But you managed to figure it all out from that?
Well, I also found this at the scene.
That proves nothing. No!
Get him out of here, officer!
You did it, Captain. You could say you ferreted him out.
Come on, let's go and have a party in my massive garden. I am doing well.
Thanks to you, we're all doing well.
Well, that was it, the final ever episode of the Notice Board, and what a way to end it. Thank you as always to Jeff, Philippa and Tommy. After the break, we'll be both dancing and learning, so don't change that channel. We'll be right back.
That's the ad. Well done, everybody.
Wow! What a brilliant run, eh? After party at my place.
What advert is this, Alex? I don't remember passing it for broadcast. I think you made a mistake there.
I've got 4 kinds of sausage.
Probably seen me on the news talking
Hey, you.
advance.
You coming to the after party?
Progressive their policies are.
Pera, o quê?
Well, I was wrong.
Oh,
and I'm here tonight to say I'm sorry.
Ah, sim, que merda.
One last push, Alex. We're closing in. One of the guests in the last section is working with us. You'll be asked to censor on our behalf. If you do it right, the final orders will be given. You'll get 3 chances. Get at least 2 of them right, and we're going to win this thing. It's happening, Alex. Tonight we take it back.
I always envied my friends who had so much more.
Vixe Maria.
Over the years, my jealousy grew. So when Advance came to power, I didn't think about the damage they would do.
Para enfrentar a fome.
I acted
Que isso?
selfishly. I was glad to see the rich punished. I didn't see how backwards Advance were. I didn't understand that rather than tearing down the wealth creators, we should have been helping everyone else to take a seat at their table. Under Advance, the country is poorer.
Vixe Maria.
Poorer in ambition. It is poorer in aspiration. We are infantilized by Advance's naive policies.
Please, Sarah, anything.
I'm really not supposed to say.
Are we safe?
Hi, I'm Maddie. Johnny just said to ask if you need any touch-up.
I have hauled myself out to the media to defend the
That's my shade, is it?
Yeah.
This is my shade?
I see that now. Mum, Dad.
You can run back to Jenny now.
Meu Deus.
Our only hope.
Sorry about that, Sarah. Nothing you can tell me. At all, like at all.
They've said no one's died, that's all I can say.
10 seconds.
What's wrong with you?
She is in tears.
Ugh.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later in this segment, we're hoping to be able to go back to Patrick Bannon at the scene of tonight's shocking Disrupt attack. But first, I'm delighted to be joined by the cast of the smash hit musical everyone is talking about. I'll be speaking with the cast in a moment, but first, let's take a look at them in action. Please give a warm National Nightly welcome to the Novaries.
Hello? Doctor? Yes, I see. Thank you for letting me know. I have a decent life. I'm a happy, loving wife. And my job is well paid and fulfilling. I have a husband, John. He's due home soon, won't be long. And I have to tell him something that is absolutely chilling. We share coffee in the morning, and we make love every day. We take time alone together to talk and laugh and play. We prioritize our needs. We do charitable deeds. But the flowers of a happy life are now beset by weeds.
I'm home.
Oh, darling John.
Oh, dearest John.
There's something very wrong. I've just had a conversation with our doctor, David Wong, so please be seated. This news
Mano,
will
não
leave
sei
you
o que fazer.
defeated. The scans revealed a lump.
You poor unlucky chump. Is it cancer?
We're so done. We're having a baby.
How can this be?
Oh, woe is me.
Why has this happened to me? I always wear 2 condoms for the maximum of
Safety in our tiny flat. We built a peaceful habitat. Now our lives are fucked. We're having a baby. Now you can't have any wine at your club.
And there won't be any time for foot rubs.
Now your hair will stink of weed.
And you'll start to disagree.
And forget about that holiday in Territory 3. No more waking up at 10:30. In fact, you're never going to get a good night's sleep again. No more decisions to go on to a club. You'll be lucky if you even make it out to the pub. Why can't we be more like our gay and lesbian chums?
The only poo they have to deal with comes from personal bums.
Now when I take a sick day at home,
The parasite won't leave you alone.
how he's wrong.
We're our top priority.
I look
Meu
after
Deus.
you, and you look after me. Ain't no trouble and strife. We got a childless life. No one wails and no one woes. No one draws things on the walls.
A happy husband.
A wonderful wife. We got a childless life.
We're having a baby.
We're having a baby. Changing nappies daily. We're having a
baby.
No more weekends by the coast. Now your kid is uppermost. It's more than a passing craze to have childless days.
We're having a baby.
Food and drink thrown everywhere. Death trap toys at the top of the stairs. Every parent prays to have childless babies.
We're having a baby.
No more spas and no more.
We're having a baby.
18 years on bills and leaves. Time for a whole new phase.
We're having a
Eita.
baby.
Foi mal, gente.
One more thing before the show begins. Have you considered that you might be having twins? No!
Amazing. The Ovaries there, treating us to their opening number from Elegy for a Childless Life, which is currently the hottest ticket in the capital theatre district, and will be touring the territories later this year.
Right then, come on you guys.
Come on down, let's go, don't be shy. Hello. Hi Megan.
Hi.
It's an honour to be here. Oh really, are you fans of the show? Yeah, it used to be. Well, listen, let's get stuck in. Your amazing musical. Now, I mean, not only do you perform this show every single night,
with matinees on Wednesday and Saturday.
Right, but you're also the show's creators, am I right?
Well, everyone contributed their ideas, and then some of us went away and did the actual work on the script. But no, it's very much a team effort.
Oh, that's fantastic. How rude of me. I've not introduced any of you. I'll be the one being replaced next. Let's go down the line, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jack.
Hi. Jim Blunt. Pleasure to be here.
Jennifer Boram Woodley.
Hello, I'm John Sapley. Used to be in the business professionally.
My name's Jill, with a J.
And I'm Janet. I'm the youngest.
That's incredible. And you were all friends previously. I mean, what a coincidence, right? With your names beginning with a J.
Oh my goodness, guys! Our names all begin with J.
How have we never noticed that?
Because you haven't typed them out 1,000 times. You knew? Why didn't you say anything?
I thought we all knew. It's bloody obvious, isn't it? I just thought we were doing a funny thing where we never mentioned it.
And I believe as well as being friends, you're also couples, you know, in real life as well as in the show.
Well, not exactly.
I'm not married to him. I'm with Janet.
And I'm with John, you lucky bean.
Jim and I are married.
4 fabulous years.
Well, that must make for some confusion in the rehearsal room.
Well, you should have seen the first draft. Jen decided that Jack would play Jim, I would play Jack. Jen, Janet. Jill, Jen.
Todos começam com
Janet,
J.
Jill, Jen.
What about John?
Well, my character was originally just called Man 1.
It was allegorical. It was very confusing.
Not for a professional.
After much toing and froing.
And gnashing and wailing.
And gin and tonic.
We decided that we'd just use our own names, which
is less truthful.
But also less likely to go into the wrong dressing rooms.
Oh God, yeah, that would be very embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Of course, when I first wrote it, we were only meant to run for a few nights at the Mimda Village Hall, but when I registered it with the Department for Culture, it caught the eye of someone high up, and before you could say overnight sensation, we were transferring to the capital. It's all been a bit of a roller coaster, really. I'm only 19. I'm the youngest.
You really don't have to repeat that.
I had to give up my job as a mortuary technician.
Well, yes, we all had to move to the capital.
I love that job.
It's been a very turbulent time.
So peaceful, no singing. So peaceful.
Nossa.
This piece isn't political.
Stand by, Alex. Censor the orange.
Children. And why you shouldn't have them.
In a way, I guess it is political, with a small p. After all, we are a solid unit, and eagle-eyed audience members will see we nod our heads to advance on stage throughout, and we target the messaging at women aged 22, well, about 35, as they're the most likely to be afflicted by this terrible problem.
Terrible problem.
Having children.
You understand, Megan.
You clearly agree.
This isn't about me.
Of course, we see that there are advantages to a family unit, but eagle-eyed couples watch as the little parasites advance on their lives, and there's no time to play the guitar, get through a book, or watch a movie. They're exhausted, passed out on the couch by 20 to 9, for God's sake.
Very chatty tonight, dear.
Usually I'm the chatty one. Because
you're the youngest, we know. It's not a badge of honour, Janet.
Janet, please, Jennifer. Oh, well said, John. Thanks, Janet. Got you back.
So could you just tell us what is the play about? What happens in it?
Well,
go ahead.
It's a tragedy, obviously. Jennifer, myself, and John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their hopes and dreams.
And there's lots of singing.
And dancing.
A lot.
My character works at a menu centre for a distribution unit. Eagle-eyed, she sees her friend's rapid advance to a pit of despair. Becoming a target for children's TV advertising at the age of 22, she decides to take drastic action. I can't really say more, though.
probably said too much already.
Yes. Let's not spoil the second act for anyone who might come to see it.
Which should be all of you. For too long, we've been told that a life without children is somehow incomplete, that children are a blessing. Well, I've done the research, and they're not. Besides, there's already loads of bastards running around all over the place, so...
We just want people to have the option of a happy, child-free life without stigma. You know, when I was 14, before I had come out, I had an experience with a girl called Julia Jacobs. She was an experiment, I guess, you know, a chance to dip my toes into the...
Fascinating. Well, thank you all so much for coming in tonight. I really hope you keep them dancing in the aisles for many performances to come. The noble there. And I am pleased to say we can now go back to Patrick Bannon to get the latest from the scene of tonight's horrific events. Patrick, are you okay?
Thank you, Megan. This is Patrick Bannon reporting from the scene of tonight's devastating and symbolic attack tonight this evening. An attack which I myself have found myself caught up in. I'm still a little dazed and a little deaf, Megan. So I hope you'll forgive me if I seem that it's time to speak with the Prime Minister. Mrs. Salisbury, that's you. You're still here. The Prime Minister.
I couldn't leave. Not when there were people that needed help. Any team player would have done the same. I don't deserve praise for being human.
Yes, no accolades here. Or palisades. Or lemonade. Right. So, is the situation... Now, are we safe?
Aumentou os tiros.
Yes. The security services performed their duties without hesitation. And I would like to assure the public that although there have been some injuries, there were no civilian deaths here this evening.
Well, that's good news about the Sorry, did you say no deaths?
That's right. No civilian deaths. Just the 4 disrupt terrorists curtailed by law enforcement, who were, as always, so cohesive. If I may, I have a message for your viewers.
Of course, the camera. Speak there, on the camera there.
Stay at home tonight. Do not become another casualty of war. Disrupt have had their moment, but as the dear departed Peter Clements once famously said, it ends today.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for those strong words of strength. Back to the studio. Megan, now in the studio with Megan Wolf now.
Patrick Bannon there, bravely reporting from the front line of tonight's horrifying bombing. Maybe you need to get checked out, Patrick. Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's National Nightly News. But
victory is in sight, my friends. You have mobilised. You have come together. From our agents at the television networks risking arrest and getting those words to you, to the many hundreds and thousands gathering to invade team headquarters. As I speak, we are turning the tide, and it is time for change. Tonight we topple their regime, and we also silence their mouthpiece, Channel 1. Time to wake up.
Out from the shadows, and they are not the overwhelming force they would have you believe. The military have been actioned, and well, it's pretty scary out there tonight, so stay at home and stay with Channel 1, because the team has assured this programme that the turbulence will soon be over, and we can once again focus our minds on building the new future with equality, fairness and resources for all. My name is Megan Wolf. Let's make tomorrow better.
Damn it, Alex. Tonight is the beginning of the fall of advance.
Watch Jack, 11 o'clock.
Charges brig, sir. Permission to detonate. Permission granted, old friend.
We are going to detonate. Meu Deus.
Alex, see what you helped make happen. She's coming down.
todo. Ainda não quebrou. Tá ligado? Ah. Mano, foi que eu fiz. Dia 912-13. Uma avaliação importante. Ah, meu Deus. Você chega um pouco cedo no trabalho para a viagem de até lá. Você ainda não sabe muito bem o que aconteceu, mas pela multidão de se espalhar pelo prédio, na mesma assunto da Channel, isso se confirma quando você é informado de que precisa falar com o Busman. Você é nervoso, esperando seu chefe. Depois o chefe chega descabelado com aquilo de cara que é a reboque. É assim, Winston, ótimo, é especialista Bel, ela vai acompanhar uma entrevista. Entre, por favor. Como o cara vermelho está agitado no escritório, deixa a porta aberta para você. Nas poucas vezes que você esteve aqui, estava imaculado, tudo devido lugar, hoje não. Deve ser sério para Busman estar tão afobado. Então, Alex, você sabe por que está aqui hoje? A Bel está de pedra pra você, sem revista, mas coisa lembrada. Mas não. Na verdade não tem movimento com nada. É apenas sua ótima companhia orgulhosa, lutante. Não olha para trás de você à esquerda, onde o jogador está em pé. E claro que é nosso dever acabar com essa podridão em qualquer lugar. Pedir para entrevistar todos os funcionários envolvidos e vamos entregar uma análise pessoal do seu desempenho. Deixe aqui. Isso só pode acabar bem. Ele te dá um sorriso rápido, não se preocupe, vai tudo bem. O papel do picarreio começa. Obviamente, muita coisa aconteceu até a noite. Eu tenho algumas entrevistas para fazer hoje, prefiro que nenhuma seja breve, concisa e clara resposta. Você faz que sim com a cabeça. Então, vamos começar. Pelo início da transmissão, o que aconteceu? Depois do ataque no memorial, você parece ter retratado os terroristas do jeito simpático. Por quê? Eu mostrei o que está acontecendo. Eu fiz o que eu achei certo numa situação muito estressante. Sim, claro. E com tudo mudando, você não tinha como saber o que ia acontecer. Tenho certeza que você fez o melhor que pôde, Alex. Você sempre faz, usa, faz anotações, o barulho da caneta riscando, o bloco, o repito do tic-tac constante do relógio, enfeitado do recinto. Você torce para que isso acabe logo. Removendo a transmissão, percebi uma coisa mais escrita nas primeiras coisas que eu percebi. Foi quando o mundo tava falando, onde eu deixei assim. Sinceramente, não percebi. Você conhece isso? Presumi que fazer parte do 7. Faz sentido. Você não responsável pelo 7. Você considera que tá ali está ali mesmo. Você tem a sensação de que pelo menos uma parte do que foi avançado. Pera aí. Você tem a sensação de que pelo menos uma parte do que aconteceu ali foi para satisfazer a ou estava na sala. Pela análise, mais uma coisa para satisfazer a Bel. Você é muito fiel. Nada sutil. Perto do programa parece que houve problemas. Parece que teve um problema na máquina. Frank deve ter esquecido de fazer a apresentação de novo. Acho que é possível que a máquina tivesse funcionando direito, muito mais provável que funcionar tão completamente normal. Quanto precisamos pensar, avaliar imediatamente com o preço que pagamos, espero que ela dure pelo menos mais 20 anos, igual ao anterior. Quantas perguntas você vai ter que responder? Responda, pegou os óculos e colocou com certa delicadeza no nariz. Depois que o homem corpulento se inclinou para frente. Bem, é óbvio que esperando um pouco de interferência aqui, no entanto, revi uma bola na página. Interferência não é uma coisa propaga terrorista. Você se importa com como é que as mensagens chegaram nas transmissões. Com tudo que está acontecendo, eu só percebi quando é tarde demais. A máquina foi atualizada há anos, nem a última atualização faz pouco com a vida. Todo controle se percebe e está habitualmente mais atento, esperando a resposta ao chefe. Claro que acidentes acontecem, com diversos estresses, acho que ninguém precisa criticar um leve falta de atenção. Busque lançou rigorosamente para você enquanto a Bel volta para sua postura passiva. Você retribui com um sorriso tenso. Com um título alto e crescente, Busman se recolhe na cadeira. A fita da coitada da senhora Bel. Por que você produziu? Ficou preocupado com a interrupção. Busman recorre lentamente antes de responder. Bem, como você precisa fazer isso, velho? Não sei se eu teria feito mesmo se tivesse lugar. Mas tá bom que você achou que era a coisa certa fazer. Peraí, mas acho que está bem claro que você achou que era a coisa certa a fazer. Isso é tudo que podemos exigir de você. Ele picarreia e se inclina para frente de novo. Podemos sorrir. Acho que isso é tudo que eu tinha para você, afinal. Ainda bem que acabou. Acho que é toda a informação. A última frase da cruz que aceito de má vontade deve ser: olha, não sei o que você estava vendo à noite. Na verdade, não quero saber. Sinceramente, parece nada bom. Eu fiz o que pude porque gosto de você, mas não posso prometer que vai ser suficiente. Ao sair, você podia jurar que viu algo parecido com a fragilidade e dos velhos. De volta ao normal? Caraca. Dia 1217, um banquete para alguns. É seu aniversário de casamento, uma viagem de uma semana, pode ser exatamente o que você sempre precisa, mas depois de falar com a gente você vê que não tem como arcar com os gastos, talvez ano que vem. Mesmo assim, a possibilidade de tirar férias não quer dizer que você não possa tornar a noite especial. Você tem o dia de folga, então pode tentar preparar uma bela refeição romântica, embora ela tenha dito taticamente para você não se preocupar com isso, você pensa, um gesto barato de última hora não mudará nada, foi exatamente o que ela disse. Vai ser uma nova de boa junto. Você começa a arrumar tudo, transformar a casa no cenário romântico perfeito, você não vai demorar, vai durar. E paciente, você espera por ela. Você até teve tempo para limpar a casa inteira sozinho, do chão ao teto, levou horas, mas você vai gostar disso, vai tudo embora. Você ouve a chave da fechadura e dá os falsos sinais. No momento que você no corredor, você esperando. Alex, o que é isso? Você fez assistindo? O que é isso? Peraí. No momento que você pisa no corredor, você está esperando na porta da cozinha, muito bem vestido e agindo com o máximo de indiferença possível. Alex, o que é isso? Ai meu Deus, você fez a faxina? Que cheiro é esse? Ele dá um beijo rápido quando passa por você e vai para a cozinha, onde o banquete está servindo vela acesa e Charlie está em silêncio sorriso. Ai meu Deus, fez aniversário de casamento, Sam. Esse casamento, Charlie fez escuro e Sam se vira para você sorrir com os olhos. Está perfeito, Sam corre e beija você suavemente, mas é interrompido pela tosse sutil de Charlie. Então foi somente aceito o programa de gerenciamento de coesão comunitária. Charlie deixa escapar. O que você disse? Charlie pega uma mochila que estava do seu lado e dirige para fora da porta. Tem uma ótima noite, eu faço nada que eu não faria, eu vou ficar na casa de um amigo hoje à noite, então volto amanhã. Então não espere por mim, os olhos de Sam se encontram com os seus e riem. Você puxa a cadeira de Sam. Obrigado, Sam, sentando e sorrindo para você. Então Charlie tem estado ocupado. Ela balança a cabeça enquanto você senta na frente para ela. Amanhã, por enquanto, você realmente não precisava ter feito isso, eu sei, queria fazer isso. Ela suspira, admirando a quantidade impressionante de comida. Bem, por que devo começar? Enquanto você serve a primeira taça de champanhe à noite, você tem sorte de uma família tão maravilhosa. Quem precisa mais do que isso? E pulando meio século. 1764, um trabalho a menos. Caraca! Está tudo pronto, vocês estão tentando ver Bulletman há anos, por não conseguir assistir no cinema e nunca estava disponível quando iam alugar um filme. Agora você está apenas esperando que ela chegue em casa para começar. Você usa a porta da frente se abrindo, assim coloca uma tigela de pipoca na mesa do centro, estão todos prontos, vem logo aqui. Sam entra com um olhar vazio, ignorando o filme e a comida enquanto se senta ao seu lado. Você precisa cutucar Sam para tirar da transe. Sam, o que houve? Eu acabei de ser demitido do trabalho. Você não fica olhando para o nada. Aparentemente não precisam mais de 2 educadores infantis. Não há criança suficiente. Então eles precisam cortar gastos. Muito bem, meu bem, eu sinto muito. Vai falar tudo bem, você encontra outro lugar. Não, você não entendeu. Não existe mais essa demanda aqui para professor de criança. Simplesmente não é só aqui, é em todo lugar. Não sei o que fazer. O que vamos fazer? Você dá pra Sam? Eu sei que a questão é difícil, mas vamos pensar em alguma coisa. Como Alex, já está difícil sobreviver hoje, agora você começa a chorar. Você vai vender a casa, não vejo opção, temos muitas dívidas. Vocês têm que fazer tudo bem, só nós dois moramos aqui mesmo. Você deve ter razão. Nossa, mesmo assim eu odeio a ideia de perder esse lugar. Pense em tudo que aconteceu aqui, já fica em silêncio expectativa. Em dado momento você coloca o filme para rodar, vocês não conseguem entrar, mas você não entra no game, você não preocupa com o futuro. Mas uma casa não é tudo, são as pessoas que fazem dela um lar. Afinal, o lar é onde está o nosso coração. Verdade. Nossa. Dia 1975. Dia 1975. A esterilidade. 3 anos depois de O Levante. Vixe Maria.
Hello, Alex.
Então, gente, vocês já sabem. O vídeo já deu bastante tempo, quase 1 hora de vídeo. Então, gente, espero que vocês tenham curtido o vídeo. Não esqueça de deixar o like, se inscrever no canal e compartilhar esse vídeo para que mais pessoas possam ver. Falou!